This is pretty cool here. You can see we're about to sear some steaks. We're going to do a Rigatoni and Steak tonight. These are our ingredients. I got New York strips, 2 of them, about 12 ounces each. I'm gonna sear them off. This pan is 2 tablespoons of olive oil under a high heat. We're gonna sear these steaks about 3 minutes per side. They're gonna be cooked to a rare temperature. Once we're finished searing these steaks, we're gonna add our carrot and onion so they become translucent. You can keep the drippings in the pan. That's about 4 cloves of minced garlic, a half a teaspoon of dried oregano, a little bit of red wine, a little bit of organic beef broth, and of course, the star, Legalized Marinara sauce bars. So we're searing these New York strip steaks off for our Rigatoni and Steak tonight with a Legalized Marinara sauce bar being used in our recipe. About 3 minutes per side. You can see that sear. This is over a high heat with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're gonna do another 3 more minutes. All right, let's get these steaks off of here. They've been searing 3 minutes per side. We're gonna want them to be rare. To the same pan, we're gonna add our vegetables. We're gonna cook these vegetables about 8 minutes until those onions become translucent. I wanted to share a little chef's tip. See those brown bits in the bottom of that frying pan? That came from the steak sear. They are the brown bits from the seasoning and the steak itself. That is nothing but flavor. So as we're cooking these vegetables in the same pan, with the olive oil that we used originally and the fat drippings and brown bits from the steak sear, really giving depth of flavor. All right, veggies been in the pan, onions becoming translucent. 8 minutes in the pan. We're adding our garlic, half a teaspoon of dried oregano. We're gonna stir that in and let that go for about a minute. Rule of thumb here is until it becomes fragrant. It smells delicious, you can tell. Just let it become fragrant, and then we'll go to the next step. Let's add our wine to the veggies. We're gonna add about 3/4 of a cup red wine. That's some good Italian wine right there. Now this is nice because those little brown bits that we talked about earlier, you can see as I stir around, this red wine will lift up those brown bits basically, and they get into the wine as the wine begins to reduce down into the vegetables for some really nice flavor. Again, we're adding another layer. Let's add our sauce bars. We're gonna add 2 here. This dinner tonight is gonna feed 4 guests. It's about 4 main course portions. So here we've added our sauce bars, our marinara sauce bars, and we're gonna let them reduce down with the veggies and the red wine, adding yet another layer of great flavor. Look at the richness of this sauce. That's our veggies, red wine, and 2 sauce bars that have reduced down. I want to show off the richness of this sauce. When we added those sauce bars, it really rounded out the look of that sauce. You can see it. That's the color you're looking for. This is when we add our beef broth. This is organic beef broth, not necessary, but a little bit nicer. This is a cup of beef broth. We're gonna stir that in and continue cooking for 10 minutes until all the flavors blend together. I can't wait to get into this one tonight. All right, rigatoni steak working. We got our sauce going. You can see here I took the steak that we seared off earlier. I cooked that to rare. That's a nice rare. I cut everything into bite-sized pieces. And now it's gonna go into our sauce to finish off our dish. Look at the sauce. One thing I want to take note of, adding these sauce bars gives you natural seasoning because of the work we do and the seasoning we put into these bars in the restaurant. Adding those bars to the sauce gives it the richness, so be aware of your seasoning. You don't want to over salt things. Let's add the steak. We're gonna add that steak and all the juices on that plate. We're gonna stir it in. Oh my gosh. Rigatoni and steak. Doesn't get more comforting than that. So originally we said we're gonna cook for 4, which we have. Hugh called us and said that he and his buddy are studying at the library. So Amber and I were like, yippee! So we've taken half of the sauce out and we've condensed the pasta. This is really gonna be a serving for 2. But now we've cooked our rigatoni al dente and we've tossed into our nice sauce to make our rigatoni and steak. We're gonna finish this off. We're gonna plate it up soon. You can see how we're finishing our pasta in the sauce, which is something we always recommend. We got ourselves some rigatoni and steak. There it is.